Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. This is like the probably fourth or fifth time I tried to make this video. It's been something that's been on my mind for a while, and probably close to a year, I'm guessing. And I don't know, I've tried it a few times. Just didn't feel right, I guess, when I did it. Because it's hard to try to put it into words, even though I know that most people will understand what I'm saying. Finding the words has seemed to be so difficult, but I haven't seen a lot lately. I mean, I've heard it for a while. I'm talking more than a year ago, but I've been seeing it more and more lately on social media. Just creatives that have just kind of reached their end, man. And being a creative myself, doing the things that I love to do, it's disheartening for a number of reasons, because as you know, my channel based on UK hip-hop reactions, and it's my favorite music on the planet, and I think it's a bunch of artists that should get recognition far more than they do, but they don't. But that's a whole other story, I suppose. I guess it is part of this, can be part of this as well, but it's the amount of artists, musical artists themselves, graphic designers, writers, who have reached the point where they don't want to do it anymore. Everything that surrounds today what it means to be creative, like you're in 2025, you're not an author or a hip-hop artist or a graphic designer who posts their stuff online. You're not an artist anymore. You're a content creator. And I mean, part of what I do on YouTube, of course, I'm a content creator. I do the YouTube reactions, yes. But all the other part of my creative outlets, my writing, my graphic design, my painting, the odd times that I get back into making beats when I stop hating myself. That shouldn't be content created. That's not content. I'm not creating content. I think that's the problem we are facing right now, is that our audience, the people who we want to make an impact with, people who we want to hear our music, to read our words, to look upon our pictures, we want them to be impacted by our art. And instead, it's this content for them to consume on their way to other content that they are going to consume. And the payback for that blood, sweat, and tears is often indifference. You get a bunch of people who are getting rich off other people's property. Was it like Spotify? Like, that guy's worth like $4 billion or something. Has the dude ever made a song in his life? I don't know. I'm making an assumption. But here's a guy that's worth $4 billion using everyone else's art to become rich. That's a whole other story, I guess. But so the people who are the ones that would complain about paying $1.29 on Apple Music to download a song are the same people who will pay $7 for an iced coffee at Starbucks. Something that you're going to drink in 15 minutes and piss out, compared to something you can have on your phone or on your computer for a lifetime and never have to worry about it and get endless hours of enjoyment. Hey man, when I was flying back from the UK the last time, Jam had just released his latest album, not the one now, and I listened to that album on repeat the entire flight. You tell me that's not worth the money that was spent to purchase it? Hell of a lot worth more than what it would cost to buy a drink on the airplane. But people have reached this point where art is just another consumable product. It's like you got the attention spans when you're watching television shows and movies. Nobody wants to watch a slow burn anymore. You know, they have to have their phone in their hand and then they complain, well, the movie was confusing or a movie moved too slow. It was too difficult to follow. Well, it isn't for someone who puts their phone down and consumes, instead of consuming multiple entertainment avenues at the same time. If you actually just sit down, invest your time into this movie, and I think probably part of the fact is because of Netflix and Prime and all those places, movies have become just like songs, right? Because it comes to your television, it loses its meaning, it loses its value. You're not spending $40 to go to a cinema, purchase a ticket, popcorn, drink, all that shit. So because you don't do that, it doesn't have that value. It's you pay your one-time fee for the month and it's there. It's on your television screen, so it loses that value. It's no longer worth what it should be worth. And that way, because we've devalued it, it's okay to sit on your phone, scroll endlessly through it, and it's an epidemic of so many things. Lives have become just something. They're numbers on a television screen. 30 people die. It's just 30 people. It doesn't even register anymore. Money, someone's got $2 trillion. Oh, they're just ones and zeros, man. Doesn't even register anymore. I mean, relationships, people just mowing through bodies, man. People think it's funny when they can say that, I have 200 bodies, 500 bodies. I'm going to sleep with 1,000 people in one day. Consumable, man. This whole society, this whole thing has become consumable. It's just people, everything is just a commodity. It's just stuff for me to consume before I go on to the next thing that I'm going to consume. Our food is garbage. Our entertainment, for the most part, is garbage because people know it's consumable. Somebody knows, artists know, all they need to do is release one song that gets famous on TikTok and they'll never have to worry about money again. The rest of their music for the rest of their life can be absolute dog shit, and most often than not, the song that becomes famous on TikTok is dog shit. But they just got to get that one lightning in a bottle, man, and that's all they're after. They don't want legacy. They don't want to educate. They don't want to entertain. They just want to be famous. So here we are, man. We have a lot of artists in many different genres, in many different mediums, who are just saying, I can't do it anymore. And I don't blame them. I feel the same way sometimes on the YouTube channel, man. Sure, I've got it down to a science now. It doesn't take me an hour to film and edit a video anymore. Sure, I can do it in 15 minutes if it's a short song. But to what end? Even though it takes me 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, say, put up a couple songs, nobody watches them. Who gives a shit? And these are artists that have always pulled numbers on my channel, man. So then you start to think, well, is it me? Do they not want to consume my product anymore? Are they getting something similar somewhere else? Is it the music? Is it the channel just reached? It's been 5 years. People are just tired of it. People have other things they're consuming, which is fine. I'm not, as you know, I've never been in this for the money. I don't make any money. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I think I saw the other day that I got an email because I'm almost reached my $100 mark in 5 years. So it's not what I do. I mean, I do it because I love the music, I love the artists, I love the people that I've met. But there comes a time where you need to, as an artist, as a creative, and be like, you know, especially with AI and all that stuff, you know, that's a whole other story as well. But you know, it's tough, man. It's really tough. I don't want to see these guys go. You know, I don't want to close my laptop for the last time and say I'm not going to do videos anymore. I don't want to delete my manuscript like I did so many years back and say that's it, I'm not writing anymore, because what's the point? I'm going to spend a year of my life hunched over a keyboard, punching keys to write a novel that I'm excited for, only for 5 copies to sell, and they're all my mom. You know, I know there's that whole thing about doing it for love and doing it for you and all that kind of thing, but to be an artist today, you've kind of got to make that choice. Am I going to just do it for me and truly, honestly do it for me? And, you know, not give a shit that no one buys your song, or you only get 40 views on your YouTube video. You know, I had an artist reach out to me and ask me if I could do their song, and I just said, like, honestly, man, like, I'm struggling because, you know, it's hard to pull numbers now on a huge artist, let alone an artist with a smaller following. And he said, you know, like, yeah, but it means the world to us, and that's why it hurts my heart, man, because I know it means the world to a lot of artists that I profile on my channel. I get that a lot, but it's a lot like you guys, man. If you do all that shit, pay for all that mastering, put a video out, and it gets 40 views, it chips at your heart a little bit, man. It chips at your soul. It makes you feel, I don't know, makes you feel worthless. And I'm not doing this to try to get more people to watch videos. It's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to put my thoughts down and share them, because I see a lot of people feeling the exact same way. A lot of artists, like I said, are just about to walk away, man, and that's going to be a shame, because unfortunately a lot of the artists who are feeling this way are some of my favorite artists in the YouTube community, or UK hip-hop community. And then look at myself, wondering whether or not that screenplay that I started writing, am I going to continue doing that? Even though it's funny as hell, am I even going to bother? Because what gets made in movies these days? Definitely not my kind of movie. You know, that novel, am I just going to put it away for the last time because I'm trying to be perfect? And for who? Who am I being perfect for? It certainly doesn't feel like there's anyone going to be there to buy it. Every day with graphic design is my job. Every day I just see people disregarding the art form, saying, well, I can do it on Canva, or I could just use AI. Just another form of art, man. Soulless art. Same thing, man, when Instagram first came out. You know, you had a camera on your phone all of a sudden. Every single person thought they were a photographer because they could take a shitty photo and throw some kind of filter on it. And then you have, like, why do we need photographers? We have Instagram, we have cameras. We carry cameras in our pockets. Why do we need to pay a photographer? People forget about what makes a photographer. I'm sure I told you the story, but I'll tell you really quick because I know this video is getting long, but I really love golfing, and I had a really shitty set of golf clubs, and I went to a media event, and I was golfing with a senior PGA golf pro, and we're at the chipping green warming up, and I said to him, do you think I need a new set of clubs? Because these ones are getting old and gross. And he said, sir, just because you own a hammer doesn't make you a carpenter. And that has stuck with me for a very long time. Just because people can use AI, just because people can use their cameras, just because every single person with a bedroom can become an MC, anyone with a computer can become a producer, it doesn't mean that our art form is cheap. Because you know the real ones. You see the real ones. Anyone with any sense can see when an art form is soulless and inauthentic. But even as I say that, it's hard to tell myself that my art matters. And it matters to people. And it matters to the world. And that was going to be my moral to the story. I was going to tell you guys, man, anyone out there that's feeling the same and was going to give up, I was going to say your art matters. But I do believe it matters. I just don't know what the answer is. Do we just keep going and hopefully there's some kind of revival, some kind of pushback, just like how vinyl came back? Do we just ride this wave of nonsense, ride this wave of disrespect and slow times and people taking advantage of us, and eventually it'll come back around where people want real art, they'll want real music, they'll want real vinyl sampling, they'll want real words written by a real person, real graphic design done by somebody who has an eye, not a computer just stealing a bunch of people's other people's work. That's what I'm hoping for, and I can tell you, your art does matter. And if you have it in you not to give up, then don't give up. And if you ever see me giving up, then tell me to stop that shit, because that's not good. We gotta pick each other up, man. We gotta hold each other up. We gotta support each other. That's what matters, man. Each other. We gotta do that shit. I think that's the only way we get through this, if I'm completely honest. I don't see an end any other way other than giving up. And so if we can't support each other, if we can't pick each other up, and no one else out there that can get our shit for free is going to pick us up, because they'd rather just get that shit for free. They'd rather pay the Spotify guy for your music. They'd rather pay, Chat GPT $20 a month to do all the graphic design they want, even though it looks like shit for the most part. They'd rather do that than to pay you to do some artwork. Why do they need me to tell them a story when they can get some AI program to spit out a horror story, and they can consume it in small little chunks rather than investing a year or 6 months into reading a book? I guess I kind of went a little bit sideways. I didn't mean to. I'm really struggling as a creative, and I see everyone else is as well. We're kind of at this, I really do feel like we're at this tipping point for a number of reasons in a number of different ways. But if you guys have answers, man, please help me out, because it's hard to stay positive. It's hard to stay driven. It's hard to stay invested when I see a bunch of other cats that I admire and respect feeling the exact same way and ready to walk away. Anyways, thanks for coming by. I know it's a little bit of a longer video, but I love you guys, man. Thanks for making these 5 years something special. And I do want to keep doing it in one way, shape, or form, whatever that is. I do want to continue writing. I do want to, still make music when that time comes along. But just right now, man, it feels so heavy. It feels so heavy, man. It's kind of a downer in a way to end the day. Anyways, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here in Canada. It's supposed to get shitty later, but nothing but the best to you cats, man. If you're stuck around to the end of the video, appreciate you. Appreciate you giving me the time. And appreciate everything you guys have done for me. Stay safe. Good to each other.